YouTubers, and welcome to another Doctor Who action figure review. Today we're looking at the second release of Ace, which is Ace from the 25th anniversary story, Silver Nemesis. So let's begin by taking a look at the packaging. Ace comes in the now standard classic series clamshell packaging, including all of the typical design elements from the style guide, such as the diamonds, the stars, and the howl-around version of the TV movie logo. The back of the packaging features a screen cap of Ace from part 1 of Silver Nemesis, as well as a biography about Ace that we have seen previously on the Remembrance of the Daleks version of this figure. So articulation-wise, Ace has the standard articulation that we've come to see in the 5-inch range. She has articulation at the head, ball-jointed shoulders, which swivel forward, backwards, and out to the side, articulation at the biceps, ball-jointed elbows, which allow her elbows to rotate from side to side as well as swivel up and down, very much like the articulation we've seen on the recent Oswin figure. Articulation at the waist. She does have hip articulation. It's another one of those T-crotch pieces, so her legs move out to the side, they can go forwards, but all of this is hindered by her skirt. She has articulation at the thighs, which do 360-degree turns, and she has articulation at the knees. Ace also comes with a secondary pair of arms, like the previous release, and again, she has ball-jointed shoulders, elbow articulation, and also bicep articulation. You could be mistaken for thinking that this is just a repackage of the previous Ace release, but that isn't the case. There are lots of different changes to this figure. So let's begin with the head sculpt. Now this is an entirely new head sculpt. Compared to the original figure, but that may just be a trick of the paint, but there are lots of differences. The hair, for instance, is completely different. She now features a more commonly worn ponytail, and the sculpt of the hair plait on the previous figure, on Remembrance of the Daleks figure, actually came down here, but that's not there, so this is a new sculpt. Also, the earrings. This figure just has sort of generic long silver earrings like she does wear in Silver Nemesis. So again, it's an indication that it is a different sculpt. If we compare the two together, you can see that there are certain similarities within the head sculpt. Obviously, this version, the Remembrance of the Daleks version, had the dodgy eyes looking to the side. That has been rectified on this release, thank goodness. But like I said earlier, it does seem like Ace here is slightly more smiley than the original version. Which has the better likeness to Sophie Aldred? It's hard to tell. I'm going to probably go with this one. There's something slightly more caricature-ish about this new version. It's probably down to the paint applications more than anything. However, I do prefer the ponytail head sculpt as opposed to the plait head sculpt that the original figure had. So I've already noted that this version of Ace doesn't have the dodgy eyes, but what she does have, at least on my figure, is a nasty paint scuff on her nose, and it is absolutely terrible. It's never great to see that on a figure, so that now means I'm going to have to try and tidy that up a bit and repaint it. That's obviously not going to help my opinions on the head sculpt. I think perhaps that the way that the sculpt has come out on this figure is slightly softer, especially around the eyes, and again with the paint applications, it just detracts from her likeness. Moving down to the jacket, there are a few differences compared to the original release. Mainly it's that a few different badges are no longer there. I don't know if that's because that's actually a change that happened within the episode. These are things like the Rupert the Bear badge is gone, stuff like that. Like the previous release, the badges are really well done. Fantastic, in fact. Very nice, no bleeds, really neat and tidy, but so impressive. It's really fantastic. What is worth noting is that the Fanderson badge, which was up there on the original release, has now changed to Flower Child's earring from The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. This is actually quite a nice touch because, for anyone who knows their behind the scenes on Doctor Who, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy was the story that came after Silver Nemesis, but Silver Nemesis was shot after The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. So there's a bit of a continuity error because they transmitted Silver Nemesis before Greatest Show in the Galaxy, and as such, she already has Flower Child's badge before she even picks it up. Ooh, time travel, eh? So that's a really nice touch that they've added that little detail in. And just like the previous release, she has Ace on her back. moving down to the legs, you'll also notice she has the red zigzag down her tights. This is a nice touch because it just adds that extra bit of colour to a very dark figure. The arms are also different on this figure, in as much as she has her more usually seen rolled up sleeves. Now, the original Remembrance of the Daleks version, the sleeves were all the way down, but usually in stories, Ace does have her sleeves rolled up. Basically what we've got here is a more commonly seen version of Ace, more so than what you got with the Remembrance of the Daleks version. Like the previous version of Ace, she also has the removable and swappable arms feature. Is it any easier to do than the last time? No. Does it cause as much of a mess with all the white paint? Yes, it does. But never mind, it's still a really nice feature. So, if I just pop these off, these come off, I was going to say rather easily, but doesn't want to here. Yeah, so the arms come off, very simple. And if we just remove the jacket, and then we just put the arms in like so. Gonna need a bit of strength behind it to really get them to go in. Maybe a bit of a swivel just to try and get those in there. It doesn't really ever want to work. There we are, that's that one in. And let's get her right arm in. Good job I've put these in the right way and haven't put them around backwards. That would have been irritating. And there we have it. Whoop. Jacketless Ace. I really loved this feature on the Remembrance of the Daleks version, and I love the feature here. It's a really cool thing that they've been doing with Ace, with Joe Grant. Really, really nice. With these new arms in, this also gives us a chance to look at her t-shirt, which again is different from the original release. Whereas the original release had some instruments and musical notes, this one has a more abstract looking piece on her shirt. It's really nice, very vibrant, very 80s, and it's been really well painted. No bleeds or anything, very neat and tidy. It's excellent. Also, this time round, the buckle on her belt has also been painted with white and black dots. Other than the interchangeable arms, Ace comes with two other accessories. First is the tape deck that the Doctor builds for her in order to replace the one that was destroyed by the Daleks. This is a really cool accessory. It really is amazing. A very, very nice sculpt. The paint applications are brilliant. It is so nice. There are all these really nice details with the buttons at the bottom and over here. All the paint applications are really crisp. It just looks fantastic, just like it does in the episode. We even have the little disc on top which projects the holograms and things, which is really cool. And if we just turn it around, you can see that the strap is hinged, so you can move it around, so you can pose it so it just looks like it's fallen down like that. And of course, you can use it to hang it over Ace's arm. A really cool accessory that works very nicely with this figure. The final accessory is this portrait of Ace in period costume. Now, some of you who have seen Silver Nemesis are probably watching this and thinking, wait, what? Where did this appear in Silver Nemesis? Well, this is actually from a deleted scene. But if you had the original VHS release from the 90s, which was an extended version, all of the deleted scenes are still in it, and this was one of them. The Doctor and Ace stumble upon it in Windsor Castle. So, are we to believe that somewhere down the line, Ace went back in time with the Doctor and had this portrait painted? Who knows? It's a really fun accessory, and one that people aren't really going to know about unless they've A, seen the VHS release, or they've been watching the deleted scenes on their DVD. Overall, this is a really nice release. Do I prefer it compared to the Remembrance of the Daleks version? I'm not sure if I do. Elements of it I do prefer, elements of it I kind of liked with the original version. Obviously this one, like I said, is a more generic, commonly seen version of Ace, so that is really nice. You've got some great accessories in the form of the tape deck, and something a bit more obscure with the portrait. But the original version of Ace had so many cool things, like the cans of Nitro 9, the actual working rucksack, the baseball bat, the rocket launcher, and of course the interchangeable arms. It was a lot of stuff for your money. Here, you're getting less and you're paying more. It would have been nice if we had some extra things, like maybe her slingshot, but the real missed opportunity here was not including the bow and the arrow. That That is what the crux of Silver Nemesis is all about, getting the bow and arrow back to the Nemesis statue. That would have made a really nice accessory. Overall, it's a nice figure, and it's a nice addition to the 7th Doctor shelf. What do we need now? Well, we need a few more 7th Doctor monsters. We need a few more 80s monsters in general. What's coming next for the Classic Series line? Who knows? But hopefully we shall hear more sooner rather than later. Thank you for watching this review, guys, and I shall see you in my next review, which will be the Time of the Doctor set. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.